played on her fears and fueled paranoia, displayed woeful incompetence when investigating complaints and concerns about the program.
Let me tell you, everything was picture perfect until Camilla's grandson decided to stir the royal pot and go toe-to-toe with Prince George. No one, and I mean no one, thought Prince William would flip so fast, but what he did, oh honey, it shook the palace. One bold move, and boom, he snatched a royal title back. And now, all eyes are glued on the aftermath, because this was the day everything changed. So King Charles had this sweet little idea, a cozy family day out at Windsor. He wanted to bring all the grandkids together, right? William and Harry's children on one side, Camilla's grandkids on the other. A peaceful vibe, good weather, the usual royal PR fluff. The garden was looking straight out of a magazine. Tea flowing, posh conversations, the kids running around on the lush green lawns. It was giving royal harmony, realness. Everything was chill, the sun was shining, people were smiling, a royal fantasy come to life. But sweetie, that fantasy didn't last long. In a blink, that dream turned into a royal nightmare. So there they were, Prince George and Camilla's oldest grandson, kicking around a football, just two boys having a bit of fun. At first, it was innocent, like any game between kids. George, bless him, is known for being polite and just wanting to play like any normal child. But then, oh, things went south fast. Camilla's grandson, he got mean. Not just teasing, we're talking aggressive and low-blow nasty. He started mocking George. And not just about football. It got personal and ugly. People nearby could sense it. This wasn't playful anymore. It was calculated, cruel. The digs weren't lighthearted, they were hurtful. George was being targeted. And then, the lowest of the low, Camilla's grandson took a jab at George's future as king. And even worse, he brought up George's late grandmother, Princess Diana. Yes, he went there.
Paranoia and isolation that I remember from those final years with her. But what saddens me most,
everyone around gasped. I mean, who even says stuff like that unless they've heard it from somewhere or someone? People started whispering that those words had to have come from the grown-ups around him, maybe even at home. Prince George, usually so composed for a child under the royal spotlight, was clearly shaken. His posture changed, his expression dropped, it was written all over his little face. And then, without making a scene, a royal bodyguard quietly stepped in and led George away from the crowd. No drama, just a soft exit from a situation no child should have been in. Later, Kate saw George and instantly knew. She didn't need anyone to tell her. His red eyes, his head down, it was obvious. Even though he didn't cry in front of everyone, that heartbreak, it was loud. Kate, being the mama lioness she is, felt it deeply. When they got home, George started talking slowly, carefully, but when he did, he spilled everything. The awful words, the taunts, how it all made him feel. It wasn't silly teasing, it was personal, attacking who he is, what he represents, and dragging in Diana, unforgivable. Kate stayed calm. She didn't scream, she didn't fall apart. But inside, something snapped. She was done being polite. She called William and told him everything, and she made one thing very clear. This couldn't be swept under the rug. Either he handled it, or she would. And William, he listened. Now, William, up until this point, always tried to keep things peaceful. He's got one foot in royal duty, the other in dad mode. But this wasn't politics. This was personal. His son had been hurt, and that changed everything. This whole family day, it was Charles's dream of a united royal family. He thought letting the grandkids all play together would make headlines for the right reasons, a show of progress and healing. But behind the royal smiles, there were tensions, and Kate, she had always sensed it. She never made a big fuss, but those close to her knew she'd always had reservations. Not about status or titles, about the kind of people her children were around. Let's be real. George's life is far from ordinary. He's literally growing up preparing to be king. There's pressure, cameras, public scrutiny, expectations. Now compare that to Camilla's grandkids who live a much more relaxed private life. Kate worried about those differences, and now her worst fear had come true. That football game, it was supposed to be fun, but instead George was made to feel like an outsider in his own family. And worse, those words, the venom in them, felt like they were learned from adults, words no child should even know how to say. William heard everything Kate said and just snapped into dad mode. He didn't care about protocol or appearances. All he cared about was George. He made a decision, one that would change everything. From that moment on, he laid down strict boundaries. Family events completely reorganized, no more casual mingling, and especially no access to George without total trust and understanding. Kate tightened up too, watching even closer. Protected before, now she was practically his shield. Because this wasn't just about being royalty anymore, it was about being a mother. That day at the royal picnic, it went from a PR fairy tale to a moment that redefined William and Kate's parenting. They saw the truth. Not every smiling face is genuine. Not every royal family moment is safe. And they swore from that moment on to put their children first, even if it meant crossing royal lines. So after that game day disaster, things at home took a very different turn. Let me tell you, William and Kate didn't just go back to royal routines like nothing happened. Oh no. They took a long, hard look at their family life and how to protect it from within. Because if that kind of hurt could come from family, then who could they trust? But before we get into the big title stripping drama, let's rewind just a bit and appreciate this adorable and very real royal family. William and Kate, total hands-on parents. Always have been. From the day George was born, their lives changed forever. And they loved it. That little bundle of royal joy brought so much love into their lives, and even though the pressure was on, especially for William, who still mourns the loss of his mother Diana, he vowed he'd be the dad she never got to see him become.
And so was Catherine about George, that really we were happy to show him off to whoever wanted to see him. As any new parent knows, you're only too happy to show off your new child.
And Kate, she's the definition of nurturing. She threw herself into motherhood with her whole heart. When Charlotte came along, the entire household lit up. She was full of personality from day one. And then came Prince Louis, the final puzzle piece that completed their sweet little royal squad. Every child got their moment. William and Kate don't believe in picking favorites. They make time for each one, whether it's school drop-offs, story time, baking cakes, they do it all. Can you imagine Kate baking birthday cakes herself? Well, she does. She says it's her love language. Isn't that just the cutest? William's often spotted doing regular school runs like a normal dad. No security detail fuss, no grand entrances, just dad in the car, waving to teachers. And when they're home, oh honey, they're not sitting on thrones, they're in the garden, chasing after the kids, helping with homework, going for walks, and letting the little ones explore the outdoors. That's their parenting vibe, grounded, real, and filled with love. Prince George might be destined for the crown, but they're not about to strip away his childhood. He still gets to be a kid, to mess up, to cry, to learn, and to play. They're teaching him kindness and humility, not just royal rules. Charlotte, that girl is fierce. She's got confidence, and William and Kate just love that about her. They encourage her to speak up, to be her own person. She's the kind of little lady who'll speak her mind with a smile. And Louis? Oh, he's the little wild card, full of energy and that mischievous sparkle in his eye. William and Kate adore watching him grow up. Every day is something new with him. The family celebrates everything. Birthdays, holidays, first days of school, with so much warmth. Their home, it's not all gold curtains and royal formalities. It's games on the floor, bedtime stories, cake crumbs on the counter, and giggles echoing through the halls. When she stood in front of King Charles that day, she wasn't just angry, she was heartbroken. She wanted him to fight back, to defend her, to fix it. But Charles, oh Charles, he listened calmly, quietly, and then he told her he wouldn't overturn William's decision. Yep, he said he understood William was doing what he thought was best for his son, that he respected it. And that was it. Camilla was stunned. No debate, no royal meeting, no compromise. The conversation ended right there. No official statements were made, no press briefings. But inside the palace, the air changed. You could feel it, the tension, the whispers, because this wasn't just a private family spat. This was a power move. One that would echo throughout the monarchy. Camilla's quiet campaign, crushed. Her years of carefully, silently pulling her family into the royal circle, over, and everyone knew exactly who ended it, Prince William. See, Camilla didn't just want her grandchildren at the royal table. She wanted presence, legacy, inclusion. And for a while, it looked like she was getting it. But William, he drew a line and made it crystal clear that seat at the table had a price, and George's peace wasn't it. What's wild is that so many people still don't get just how big this move was. This wasn't just about one grandchild. William's decision didn't just remove a name from a list. He shut down a strategy, a future. Camilla's future, people close to her say she's different now, colder, quieter, more guarded. And anytime staff mention William, it's a full body freeze moment. She won't talk about it, but let's not forget, this wasn't William being cruel. It wasn't about revenge. It was about protection. And that's exactly why the public responded the way they did. Not a photo op smile, not a Prince on duty smile. A real, relieved, genuine smile. And everyone watching, they felt it. That smile said, I'm okay now. It was the kind of moment you can't script, the kind that says everything without a single word. Because that smile, it was a child realizing, my parents chose me. And that soft applause, that wasn't for royalty, it was for humanity. The entire scene, that moment of pure love between mother and son, the crowd's quiet respect, the absence of fanfare, spoke louder than any palace proclamation. This wasn't about royal tradition. This was about love. William didn't make this move for power. He didn't throw Camilla's family out for show. He did it to draw a line, to say that his children's safety mattered more than optics. And guess what? The people respected him for it. In a world where royal decisions are usually made by 12 advisors and a mountain of etiquette books, William just acted like a dad, like a husband, like a protector. And that's why he's already acting like the king he's meant to be, because when it mattered, he didn't protect the crown, he protected his child. Even though he's not king yet, William is leading. He's not waiting for Charles to step aside. He's already shaping the future of the monarchy. And he's doing it with his heart first. Some insiders say this was William's way of saying, the monarchy is changing and I'm driving it. Forget the old rules. Forget outdated loyalty systems. From now on, the royal family will be built on trust, respect, and boundaries. Yes, it rocked the palace. Yes, it left Camilla devastated. But for William, it was never about the fallout. It was about George. Because for all the royal titles and crowns and ceremonies, nothing means more than family. He's setting the tone for a new kind of monarchy, one where kids aren't pawns in a public show, one where being royal doesn't mean swallowing pain in silence, one where a future king can say, I see what's wrong and I'm not letting it happen again. And that is powerful. So as Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and little Prince Louis grow up, they'll remember something far more important than protocol. They'll remember that time their dad made a silent, strong decision just for them. That's the kind of legacy William is building, not just for the crown, but for his kids. And as for Queen Camilla, well, time will tell if she ever recovers from having her plan so publicly undone. Because make no mistake, William ended her quiet royal campaign in one letter. No shouting, no drama, just one quiet, unbreakable line in the sand. And now the entire palace is watching what William does next. So what do you think? Did Prince William make the right choice? Was this about parenting, or did he go too far? Let us know what you think, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more royalty. Because honey, this family is never boring. Until next time, stay tuned, stay curious, and stay royal obsessed.